the subscription. Do you
to
mind if
get
I
on
talk
the
for a moment,
debate
James?
stage here with you.
Do you mind if I talk for a moment, James?
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Right. So I don't know if you heard me. I said that it is your burden of proof, given that it's a claim that you made. I am here to have conversations with people that could substantiate what they believe in and not have me do the homework for them.
No,
But
no, no. It's a
okay,
fact.
okay,
I don't
James.
have the source,
James,
but you know it's true.
so we're not what we're not going to do is just start gaslighting me because you can't justify your claim. This is what a lot of people do. I'm going to try to describe to you what you're doing, and then like once again I'm going to try to like offer us a more productive conversation to have. But like what a lot of people will do as soon as they can't give any evidence for what they believe in, they'll just say, well, it's a fact and you know it's true even though I can't substantiate it. Okay. This happens a lot. Okay. But what my point was going to be is if you care about low gas prices, Liz, thank you for the hanging lights. I have no clue why you'd support Trump today. It is the case that he wants to impose a 25% tariff on all goods imported from Canada, which would include their oil and gas imports. Experts are estimating that that will raise the price of your gasoline from anywhere from 30, 40 to 70 cents a gallon. So now that is terrible, terrible news for
May I rebut,
you
please?
and others. Yeah.
Hey, so yeah, you bring up an excellent point. I know you love to define and go into a long tariff tirade, but here's the deal, partner. The tariffs on Canadian goods and gasoline don't mean a gosh darn thing if we are then becoming more energy dependent and we deregulate our energy sector, increasing fracking, decreasing regulations on our clean energy, decreasing regulations on our fossil fuels that fill our gas tanks and get our goods to and from our places of commerce. If we can lower our gas prices and our petroleum prices and the cost of refining and things like that, and the regulations that withhold its success in successful production, then that lowers the cost everywhere.
I have an idea.
Lower energy costs across
I
the
have an
board.
idea. So what about we didn't impose the tariffs and we became more energy independent? Because that's what Kamala Harris was going to do for us. Did you know that
Was
we've never
gonna,
been
coulda,
more
woulda,
energy?
shoulda, but didn't win there,
Yeah, and the
Dean.
only reason she wasn't able to do that is because she didn't win, because you voted against her, even though the country's never been more energy independent as it was under the Biden-Harris administration. We were
No,
more
the-
energy independent.
so-
One moment, and James, the interruptions have to stop. You have to exert more self-control than my 6-year-old nephew to stay alive. Is that fair?
Dean, you're going to go into impulse control. Yeah, I've heard you do it before with other folks.
You're not
It's,
the
it's
only
called a
person that likes
dialogue,
impulse
your
control.
partner. It's called a dialogue.
And a dialogue is what I want to have, but a dialogue would require us to both be able to communicate our points. And quite frankly, James, I'm not sure that you're allowing me adequate time to communicate my points to you.
Igual, amigo.
I don't know what you just said, but I'll just go ahead and take it as a
You
signal
can
that
ask
you
from
want me
your
to finish
Spanish
communicating my point.
listeners here, but that means me too. Yo también.
Okay, well, I only speak English. I do apologize.
Oh,
for not
don't
understanding.
alienate your Hispanic listeners now.
That doesn't alienate. Well, I mean, that would alienate people from my stream that doesn't speak English, but that's not like like bad out of virtue of the fact that I'm not bilingual and you can only have a conversation like one language at a given time, right?
Yikes, partner. All right. Back to your point.
What is this like weird meta conversation? So you know that you're going to lose a conversation about energy independence under this
I'm guiding you
two
back to
presidential
tariffs
terms.
and energy, bud.
But you'd like rather talk about me like alienating quote unquote Hispanic viewers because I don't know Spanish?
Hey, I'm just guiding you back to tariffs and energy, bud. You can take it away. I'm listening.
Okay, how is saying that I'm alienating Hispanic viewers because I don't know Spanish guiding us back to gas and tariffs?
You got upset about us getting off on that tangent. Now let's get back to energy, all right?
Sure, after you answer my question.
How does that alienate? I mean, you said, well, I don't speak Spanish, so, and then you just discarded those Spanish-speaking listeners.
How does it discard Spanish-speaking listeners to say I don't speak Spanish?
You know what, Dane? I'm not even worried about it. I am bilingual. I have a Hispanic wife. She's an immigrant, and I'm not sweating it. You can continue. Tariffs and
no, I want you to
tariffs
answer my
and
question.
energy, bud. I'm listening, Dean.
Can you answer my question?
But what was the question? Can you restate?
How am I discarding Spanish-speaking listeners? Because I
You know
feel like I don't
what?
speak Spanish.
We don't agree on it, so I can't answer the question. I already tried to answer you once, and you said you didn't agree. So boom, we're moving on to the next topic, or the original topic, which was your opinion on tariffs.
I don't
think
think you understand how this works. If you don't answer my question, I move on.
You move. So you want to move on to the next topic or next speaker?
I mean, like you made an outrageous claim that
Dean,
like,
I'll make another attempt to answer your question. How about it?
well, I'm gonna repeat the question so you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, I'll hear you.
You said that I'm discarding Spanish-speaking viewers by stating a fact that I cannot speak Spanish.
You're right. That's a fact. You admitted you didn't speak Spanish, and you're right. I was just talking, yapping. So, is that a fair admission?
There
You
you
didn't alienate him. That's fair.
Okay, now in response to your position on tariffs and gas prices.
Thank you, sir.
So it is the case that we have never been more energy independent as we have been under the Biden-Harris administration. We've never produced more crude oil
Is
domestically.
that a question or a statement?
It's a statement. It's a fact. We've never produced more crude
Yes, sir.
oil than we
I
have
agree.
in America under the Biden-Harris administration. And we've never built more refineries quicker than we have
We haven't built
under
any
the
new
Biden-Harris
refineries under the
administration.
Biden administration. We haven't built any new refineries.
Sorry,
You know.
put into operation.
Okay, thank you. So the refineries, which had previously been decommissioned or not in operation, why were those not in operation? Can you recall?
Because of COVID.
Okay, but fair enough. Because of COVID, right? And then we're gonna shut them down when more folks are at home and there's greater demand for energy production. Now, mind you, there wasn't necessarily a need for fuel consumption because most folks were stuck at home. But
Yeah,
energy
this was for
production-
crude oil.
But energy production
Thank
was
you
still
so
a
much for
necessity.
Yeah,
Still a
they should-
necessity.
They shut.
Sure.
Yeah, some refineries got shut down because they didn't have the people to work them.
And where was this taking place? Where were those closures? Do you know? Can you,
No.
well, so I'm going to need you to state your source. You remember that? line?
EIA.gov. Yeah, so it's going to be the American. It's going to be the Energy Administration information.
Excellent. And what
Yeah.
what plants? What oil production plants or refineries were shut down in their locations?
Don't know. It just talks.
Don't
like,
know.
overall
So I think that's
refineries
essential.
decommissioned
And
and put back in
I would
service.
bear to guess that probably took place in a state. This is all anecdotal, not fact based, but I'd say it's fair. And where did that
Okay.
take place? That took place in mostly liberal, Democratic ran city centers and states. And those were the places that suffered the most during COVID, young sir.
Okay, what does this have to do with like the federal administrations in relation to my claim? Like, I mean, I think that it's like an incredibly like weak tangent argument for me to just bring up the facts that absolutely discredits and disproves you, and then I give you a true fact on how Donald Trump will make the price of our gasoline significantly more expensive.
It won't.
And you just hit me
Your
back.
point is strictly
And
based
then-
on the implementation of tariffs. Your point is strictly based on the implementation of
which will
tariffs.
strictly make the price of our gasoline more expensive.
But not if we're deregulating at the same time.
Show me on Agenda 47 where Donald Trump wants to deregulate the EPA to a sufficient degree insofar as the production of the oil in the United States of America will be the same price as the production of crude oil in places like Canada or other OPEC countries that produce for much cheaper prices.
Young Dane, sir, it's not strictly based on oil production. I'm talking energy independence here,
What
sir.
is energy independence?
So when we are able to produce more energy than the consumer can require.
You're actually right. Yeah. So energy independence is defined as if it's just the level of production of energy compared to our consumption of energy. Most people don't know how to define energy independence. So I'll give you that gold star. Right.
It's pretty basic common sense there, sir. So
you'd be surprised, right? But then
Well,
next
don't-
step, who are we?
again,
Who
don't
are we?
alienate your viewers here.
Who are we more energy independent under? Biden and Harris or Trump?
more energy independent under it's during Biden Harris, and I have a
Great. So if you care about energy independence,
why part,
if you care about
sorry.
energy independence, then why is it the case that you'd vote for the person that we were less energy independent under? Also, welcome everybody from Parker's.
Dean, sir, may I answer as to why that is the case?
Yeah, and also Parker, hop in the queue, man.
So energy independence drastically increased this past year. The reason it was because the current Biden administration had tapped into our emergency oil reserves on repeated occurrences due to in an attempt to fight exceedingly high fuel costs for the American households.
Way off, right? So energy independence is going to be measured from the yes, way off. Energy independence is going to be measured from the production of crude oil. Tapping into oil reserves is tapping into oil that's already been produced, right? So it is the case that that variable of tapping into reserves is not even considered or measured within the equation of how energy independent we are as a country. And then secondly, he actually generated close to $500 million for the U.S. economy by tapping into the reserves. He sold them when oil was at a high price, then refilled them when oil was at a lower price. So all things considered, not even is it a consideration in energy independence for our country, but it also generated our economy money.
Dean, love the rapid fire chipmunk factoids here, but here's the reality: the emergency oil reserves are not intended to combat economic hardship. They're intended to combat limitations in the oil production process or
okay, but like the most important
you
part.
agreed. You said okay, but
no,
you agreed.
No,
but let's hear the but. Go ahead.
I don't agree. The reason
Dean.
that I'm cutting you off is because you said that him tapping into the oil reserves are like relevant in measuring our energy independence as a country. That's not true.
So you agreed, Dean.
No, I disagree, right? Because it is not true, right, that any reliance on oil reserves is relevant when we're determining how energy independent our country is. Because has, right, the oil in our oil reserves already been extracted from the...
Dean, we'd already moved on from the energy independence thing. We were talking about the
No, we
Dean,
haven't. We haven't moved on from the energy independence.
Dean, this is a fluid discussion here, but we're talking about the
No,
oil
James.
reserves at this point.
James, you're being very annoying. We have not moved on from the energy independence thing.
All right, take it away, sir. I'm
I
listening.
told you that Biden and Harris, right, introduced a higher level of energy independence than Donald Trump. You said, Dean, do you know why that is? And I said, why,
agree to your
James?
point, right?
And
We're
then
a little
James,
bit.
You said we were more energy independent under Biden and Harris because Biden tapped into oil reserves. If Biden didn't tap into oil reserves at all, or Biden tapped into all of our oil reserves, our energy independence would have still been at the same level. Because regardless if we tap in or don't tap into oil reserves, energy independence isn't changed at all because tapping into oil reserves doesn't change our energy independence. Energy independence is literally just defined as production of oil compared to consumption of oil. When we tap into oil reserves, if anything, that might make us less energy independent as calculated by arithmetic because we're not producing any more oil, but we're consuming more of the oil reserves.
So was tapping into our oil reserves a good idea or a bad idea?
I don't mind answering that question after you respond to the bit on energy independence, because that is a pivot.
Was there a question, sir? You went on a rant, but was there a question?
It was a rebuttal, right? Because I asked you to explain to me why we were more energy independent under Biden and Harris compared to Trump and how that's not relevant to you, although your entire argument is predicated off of energy independence. And you said it was because of tapping into oil reserves. My rebuttal to that is no, you are wrong because tapping into oil reserves is not calculated within our country's energy independence. And YouTube, thank you for the galaxy.
Dean, it was necessary for oil the production to increase and thus become more energy independent during this existing administration, as you mentioned, because we were damn near depleting our oil reserves. Now, if I may elaborate, the source exactly, in fact, I believe it was the EIA, as you had mentioned a moment ago. EIA, was that correct? Did I understand that clearly?
The Energy Information Administration.
Yes, sir. You mentioned it with a previous guest a night or two ago, and I did some digging as well. And we had one estimate in time around the late 90s, 200 years of oil in our oil reserves for the American household, right? For our economy, our nation, whatever comes up. It is now
Never had more oil in our oil
Dean,
reserves
sir.
than
Dean, sir. May I continue?
Dean, sir.
I mean, you're just
Dean,
saying that we've
Hey,
never had
hey,
more oil in our
Parker.
oil
Welcome
reserves.
to the chat, bud. Appreciate the mimic. I like my accent. Ladies do too. My wife loves it. So back to my point, sir. The energy production, it was necessary.
Kristen, thank you for the $25 on Venmo saying sending it here so TikTok doesn't take a percentage. I love you, Kristen. Thank you so much for the donation. Everybody, please show some love to Kristen down below in the comment section.
Love you, Kristen. All right. So it was necessary to ramp up that energy production, oil production and refining to reestablish our fuel reserve, sir. If something were to kick off, or there were to be another catastrophic event, say something like the BP oil spill, the rigs off our Gulf Coast, and all that whatnot, then we would be absolutely stunted.
Did you know that we've actually never had any more oil in our oil reserves than we do right now?
Sir, it was estimated. I already referenced the EIA, as
I'm
you
on the
mentioned
EIA right
earlier
now.
as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I'm on the EIA right now. Go to U.S. crude oil and natural gas.
Sir, I don't have a dual screen like yourself. So you can share your screen with the folks if you think that'd be helpful.
No, I can't share my screen. I'll show
Well,
you what
it'll
happens.
mute me, so I won't be able to continue discuss with you.
James, I'll show you what happens when I try to show my laptop screen. It's clipped out by the green screen on TikTok. So I'm giving you the source to look it up
Oh,
yourself.
I didn't know that it worked like that. Parker had shown his screen and passed the.
Yeah, it works with his phone, but it doesn't work with my laptop. I couldn't tell you why. But regardless, the fact of the matter is, according to the EIA, we've never had more oil in our oil reserves than we do right now.
All right, and how does that compute to our demand for that oil?
Fuck are you saying, and how does this relate to our conversation?
So,
Can I be honest? I'm going to go ahead and talk, and you're not going to interrupt me. If you do interrupt me, I'm going to place you on mute. So, in other words, you came up here trying to make an argument that Donald Trump was better for gas prices than Kamala Harris. Okay?
And tariffs.
And then the issue with this is I then introduced tariffs, and now those would be really bad for gas prices. And then since I brought up that one simple, true fact, you've tried to obfuscate and muddy the waters to a very insane degree. Since I brought up that one simple, true fact that tariffs will lead to higher gas prices under Trump, you have wrapped in the amount of oil within our reserves, energy independence under the related administrations, Biden selling reserves, our reserves compared to demand, reliance on oil imports, and I mean, in every single side point that you've brought up to obfuscate away from the point that
You pronounced it right the first time.
and every single time you've tried to obfuscate away from that original point that Trump's tariffs will be bad for the price of gasoline, right? And you've brought up one of your side points, you've still lost. You tried to argue energy independence, more energy independent under Biden and Harris. You tried to argue reserves. Our reserves have never been higher. You tried to argue reliance on imports. We were more reliant on imports under Trump than Biden and Harris. So how about you just return to the main point? Trump's tariffs will increase the price of gasoline.
Permission to speak, sir?
No, not granted in 10 seconds. Laura, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. Saying, please mention the fact he's in a bathtub. Love you. Are you in a bathtub?
Hey, bath bombs are cooking, baby.
Okay, well, hey, Laura, I do appreciate you for the $10 on Venmo.
The chat picked up on that a while
For the
ago.
love.
Bro, why are you in a bathtub right now? That's kind of weird, bro.
So I have a
Join
confession.
live, dude, and you're in the
Nah,
bath,
good for it.
bro?
Good
It's
for him.
kinda
He's,
weird.
he's chilling. He's chilling. I don't.
The chat picked up on that a while ago, guys, and I even answered to it in the chat. I have a compression fracture L1, L2, so this provides me a substantial relief.
Oh, that actually
Okay,
probably does
you
feel
know,
good.
that
yeah.
makes sense. You know,
It does make sense.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. So, not to obfuscate, there's a B in there. I looked it up because I heard you use it the other night, and I was like, "Hey, I want to impress my vocabulary." And there's a B in there that I noticed you missed occasionally. So
I don't even know if I could pronounce it with a B, James. I'm gonna be honest.
it's tough, right? I just tried now.
Obfuscate?
Yeah, there's a B in there, but don't sweat it. I'm not.
Maybe it's
I'm
like a
not
silent
involved.
B.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yo, Big Titty, thank you for the. Oh,
Whoa.
change your name. Hey, Big T, thank you for the guitar. I do appreciate you.
Big bitty is what you meant to say. We got you. No worry, Parker. No worry. Excuse me, Dean. So, not to obfuscate, but my point was not that gas prices would improve or fuel costs would improve due to Trump's tariffs on Canada. My point was energy independence would improve our energy sector and overall lower prices because let's be real, we all know how goods move around our country. I know you guys are economic and finance wizards over there. And the way our goods move around the contiguous United States is through semi-truck trailers, right? And by reducing our fuel costs, by deregulating the petroleum industry and our refining industry, and increasing our rather production of U.S. made and drilled for petroleum, then we're going to lower costs across the board, gentlemen. It has nothing to do with tariffs, because those tariffs aren't going to matter when we deregulate and increase our own production. That's energy independence, guys.
Higher levels of production right now than we did under Trump's administration.
And Parker, welcome to the chat, sir. Dean went through that, and W. Parker for that point. That the production is higher, and not to obfuscate, but the reason we went through that point was because
Alejandro, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I do appreciate you for the love, Alejandro. Please show some love to Alejandro down below in the chat.
Love the bangs, Parker. Love the bangs, buddy. All right, let's clean up our haircuts, gentlemen. All right. So back to my point, though.
My middle part's clean as fuck.
Hey, I dig it, sir. I dig it.
He doesn't defend me. Crazy.
No,
I said I love the bangs. I complimented the bangs, sir. So anyway,
Parker's
moving
like,
on.
you got
gentlemen.
like a cleaner cut than I do. I'm always like the one with like the shaggy, longer hair. Parker's.
Hey, join the military. They'll hook you up with a clean cut that at least once a week if you go Marine Corps. So there you go.
I don't
Good
even
thing
like
of the
comprehend
$5.
what the hell's happening right now. You just keep
Me
repeating
neither.
the same point. We keep refuting it, and then you just like talk about something random.
Well, no. We had
Not
to
to
readdress the point.
obfuscate, but
Off.
Dean, we readdressed the point because Parker joined and brought up a point you had previously bought.
Yeah,
So-
man. I'm giving this to Parker. I'm like, I don't like. You could try with you. I don't.
Hey, Dean, I actually before you hand it over to Parker, I got a quick question for you. You Colorado native, right?
Yeah, I am.
You a believer?
Am I?
Are you on the Bo train?
Are you asking me if I'm a Christian?
No, a Bo-lever. Bo Nix, baby. That quarterback rocking it in Denver.
yo, W Bonix.
Okay, Parker watches.
W. Bo Nix. Hey, thank you, Parker.
I'm a Broncos fan actually.
I do.
Me as
college
well.
football.
I was born in Aurora before moving to Ohio, so that,
college football is
The Broncos
where it's
are
at.
playing really good. No, dude,
They
you gotta
are.
be a Broncos fan.
Nah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Dean,
hey,
I would
you-
actually go to a Broncos game. They're probably gonna make it to the playoffs.
I'll choose. Thank you for the $5 a
That seven
PayPal.
seed. Hey, gentlemen, I'm not trying to detour from political and social talk. I love.
Yes, we're just gonna kick him and move on. No, I've always. I enjoy college football a lot more than the NFL. I think it's more
What, dude?
entertaining.
You're so crazy.
Well, I go to like, big time college football schools. CU,
But Dean, the
Boulder,
Broncos
of
are
course, you gotta
actually
be more
good this year,
involved.
dude. They're actually good this year.
But it's like
They
when
have
you
the
could
rookie
like,
quarterback.
but like imagine that like you're like watching a really entertaining and awesome game, and like you're enjoying it, but you just happen to be with like a billion people you also go to school with and are like super close friends with that are also your same age. College football is just infinitely more fun because of like the social factor surrounding it. Hello, Lord Barron. Did you vote for Trump? Dude.
Right
We're
in the
gonna
mic,
go-
dude. We love the ASMR, dude.
Right in the mic, man. Right in the mic. Right in the mic, man. Okay, we may need to. I feel like we got a pretty gnarly following glitch. I'm not gonna lie.
We do, yeah, totally.
Yeah. We'll try to restart here eventually. I guess. I don't know. It'll do. Here eventually, we'll do it. Hello, Ram Nation. Good to
I
see
think
you.
you're at 30%.
What's going
I'd
on,
say
Dean?
40. What's going on, man? Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
And why the hell did you do that?
So I heard the last guy talking about deregulation and everything, and I work in the utility sector, right? So I'm a system operator for electricity, so I see the flow and I understand it
You see and understand the flow based, okay?
of electricity for a state in the Northeast, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, you guys are regulated to hell.
Actually, to be surprised, we're actually very deregulated, and I can say that with confidence
You
because
should be regulated to hell.
a lot of the electricity and the gas that we use to make the electricity is two separate suppliers. It's not the same
Jules,
thing.
thank you for the money again. So why did you vote for Trump?
I voted for Trump because he has shown considerable movement.
You're covering your mic, man. Lindsay, thank you for the subscription.
Oh, I didn't know I was covering my mic, so I apologize. But he has shown considerable measures forward to deregulation.
He's actually no. He wants to regulate it more. Like for instance, I'll just give you an example of regulation. So I think it's like 90% of our natural gas imports come from Canada. Yeah, he wants to place a 25% tariff on them. I mean, that's like probably one of the most extensive examples of government regulation on the energy sector we've seen in modern American history.
And I don't disagree with that. But
So then, what regulation does he want to introduce?
The deregulation in keeping monopolies, because that's what it is. It's monopolies gaining corporate funding off of one company holding all of the.
Are you sure you voted Trump?
Am I sure I voted Trump? Yeah, I know who I put on my ballot.
Wait, are you saying that? Okay, so you're right. You're right. Like, so there is like a lot of local monopolies of energy companies across America that are regulated ostensibly by the local government insofar as how much profit they can make year by year. And you're saying that
And that's
Donald
the
Trump
same
is.
thing with airlines, right?
Are you saying that Donald Trump is going to deregulate that, meaning that the monopolies could overcharge the people that live
No,
in the cities
deregulation
or
would not allow for
counties?
that, right? Deregulation wouldn't allow for monopolization.
Wait, what?
Why would it allow for monopolization?
Because you're regulating those natural monopolies from overcharging their consumers. That's like so like whenever you like talk about like local or state legislation to regulate the natural monopolies of like energy producers in like rural areas, right? It's because like no one else has the resources to start another energy company, right? And a natural monopoly exists. So
Right.
their solution is to step in with government regulation to basically crack down on how much those individual like energy companies that hold a natural monopoly can charge their people. But like, what is Trump going to do for you? Can you like name a policy of his that you like that's going to be good?
I personally believe, and I know you guys have consistently frowned upon that policy, but I really feel that him reinstituting DACA was a really good thing for immigration policy.
Okay, Parker, hello. You feel free to take it away from me, man. I don't know much about DACA. Maybe he does.
Sorry, I'm charging my thing because it for some reason it's not working through my connector. So I was just charging it real quick, but here, I'll just plug it in. Give me a sec.
Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with DACA at all. So if you want to talk about DACA, maybe Parker would be better off.
So what was his contention with DACA? Sorry.
He said that he like reinstituted DACA while he was president. I thought that like he harmed DACA.
Like Trump? Yeah, Trump definitely is advocating against DACA. He's not advocating for. Like, could you give me like his particular provision that was like good for DACA?
Well, I have always thought, and you can correct me because I'm not, I don't follow it as much as you guys, but at the same time, I had always gained the notion that he reinstituted the DACA policy for immigration.
I don't think he instituted it. He did not.
Well, no, it was the policy was I guess if you will squashed under the Obama administration and.
DACA. Wait. So wait. I think you're thinking of it backwards, right?
Okay.
Because particularly DACA recipients were harmed under the Trump administration, but were given provisions to help them under the Obama administration. That's where it originally came from.
Okay, and again, and I'm not saying that I'm right and you're wrong, and vice versa. I'm learning just as much as whatever, and but personally, I just feel like that Trump. I just resonated with him being from.
So here in 2020, a judge ordered the program to be fully reinstated to what it was before the Trump administration attempted to rescind it in 2017.
Okay, and so I'll admit when I'm wrong and when I'm right. So obviously I was wrong in that respect, but I just feel like I resonated more with him than I did Kamala Harris because, Kamala Harris at the same time
Like how so?
was saying no tax on tips, and it was
They
literally
both were saying no tax on tips.
yeah, but it was literally 2 weeks after Trump said it. So it
Okay,
is,
so what's the issue? They have a point of agreement.
Doll, thank you so much for the 20 gifted subs.
I
Oh
just
my
feel
God,
like she
Doll.
didn't have any
Everybody,
policy
one moment,
statements
man.
on her website
Oh,
that
dude.
she had claimed at the time.
Hello? One moment.
And-
Everybody, please show
And all of a
Doll.
sudden, 2 weeks after it,
What
it
the
was,
fuck?
oh, well, I agree with Trump.
Ram,
so,
one moment.
So the policy had
Huh?
basically
What? Dude?
just came off of Trump's policies. And
Hey.
it's pretty pathetic, coming from somebody who said she was a district attorney and all this other stuff.
Hey, Ram, one moment. I gotta thank the donor. Everybody, please spam W Doll down below in the comment section right now. I really appreciate you for the love. Please show some love to Doll down below in the comment section for the 20 gifted subs. I really appreciate you. You are the best. Thank you so much. You've gifted some subs before, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Everybody, please show some love to Doll down below. And make sure to spam MAGA down below in the chat if you did vote for Trump and you do want to come up and debate. We're going to move on to our next guest as we speak right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go and get our next Trump supporter. Thank you. I guess they left. Hello, Caleb. Did you vote for Trump?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me come up. And yes, I did vote for Donald Trump in 2020 and 2024.
Oh, Caleb, man, why?
So I work in the trades. I'm an electrician, in an electrician apprenticeship right now. I have built and installed power control boxes like with PLC systems. And for me, from my point of view, it seemed like Trump is a huge advocate for blue collar and trade workers. And he's, for me, it just seems like, am I wrong in saying that? That's just
Yeah.
my understanding.
Yeah, totally. So like he literally went on a Twitter space with Elon Musk and bragged about like firing people because they wanted to start unions. He specifically engaged in plenty of anti-union like policies, and particularly most of his tax policy went to benefit rich people at the expense of people who are lower income. And the reason why it's at the expense of people who are lower income is because you could have used that money towards policies that would predominantly helped people who are lower income comparative to people who are rich, right? Because they typically will engage in things like stock buybacks or things that are specifically profitable towards them because they don't have a profit incentive necessarily to give it down to the workers unless it makes money for them.
Diksha, thank you so much for the motorcycle. I really appreciate you, Diksha. You were phenomenal. Everybody, please do show some love to Diksha. And then additionally, he's also notoriously known for like hiring contractors to build his buildings in New York, then like never paying them.
Well, and I'm really open-minded, and I'm not necessarily here to just say my way of thinking is right and no one else is, like, everyone else is just wrong if they disagree. So I'm from Iowa, and in just everyone around me, like everyone around me I work with, you get a lot of at least me, I'm getting a lot of my information from like coworkers, or I go around to a lot of like industrial sites and
Thank you so
talk
much
with them
for the
about
motorcycle.
their
Thank you so much.
opinions, and it's kind of it's very much so like the popular thing in this state. I'll be honest, I could have done
Yeah,
more.
Caleb,
research
I
for
grew up in the
myself.
Quad Cities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like I understand that sort of perspective. And one thing I would take into account is like think of what other people are saying around the world, or not. I mean, sorry, not around the world, around the U.S. I wouldn't just look at like what's specifically being said in Iowa because the culture in Iowa is different from the rest of the world.
Right, and then like also I think it needs to be like talked about. Like, who do you mostly see working blue collar jobs in Iowa? What's the demographic?
Well,
Younger
I would
dudes,
say-
right?
what's that?
Younger dudes, right? And like who's most popular right, with younger dudes, definitely Trump, right? And it has nothing to do with like how like pro middle class, pro blue collar Trump is, and that has all to do with like the societalization
age
of like
demographics.
younger men shifting further to the right because they see themselves as not being talked about by the left as much as the right does. And there's many other reasons, but I guess at essence, right, that has nothing to do with his positions on middle class, blue collared workers.
Okay, I would say, yeah, like that. People I work around, there's some younger guys around my age, younger people. It is a lot of older guys too, and they're not as open minded. I'll tell you that. Their mind's pretty much made up, and they're not really shifting their worldview. But yeah, for me, it just seems like, and this isn't fair for me to generalize it for everyone because this is a personal experience of mine back from 2016 to 2020. I had more money to my name. Things were cheaper, and in my mind, I'm relating that to Trump doing a good job in office and doing right by the American people. Am I wrong in thinking that? Because that's my personal experience during that time period.
Yeah, we wouldn't say that there's any like specific policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed during his first administration that did very well for the American people. And typically, we saw during the first 2 to 3 years of his presidency the same macroeconomic trends continue from Obama. And then the reason why people have been worse off under Biden and Harris is because of the pandemic. Although their policy has been absorbently better than that of Donald Trump. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Well, is there anything else that you wanted to go over, Caleb?
You know what? No, I'm probably going to end up doing some more research for myself. You know, it's tough because it's the kind of thing here in Iowa. If you talk to other people who have their mind pretty much made up, and you try and have discussions about this, it usually ends up in an argument. And I'm very happy that you guys let me come up and just have a normal discussion and able to.
Well, and I hope that you have a good rest of your night, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one, man.
Appreciate you.
We're gonna get our next guest up in here, Mr. Joe Jim. Joe Jim, let's get Joe Jim loaded up in. Joe Jim,
Hello.
you were AFK?
Yeah,
Yeah. Can you turn off your Bluetooth, man?
my Bluetooth.
Yeah. You're gonna restart after this, guys. That'll do much better. You think?
I have my headphones on, so
I know. Could you take them off?
I'd have to leave and then rejoin to do that.
No, you want it. Are you on an iPhone?
Yeah,
Just swipe down from the top right-hand corner and click the Bluetooth icon.
hold on.
Boom. Well,
Way better.
There you go.
All right.
How old are you?
18,
What's your birth year?
Oh yeah. we're good.
2006,
What month?
September.
Okay.
So why
What
did
month?
you...
Wait, what month of the year is September?
The 9th.
Okay, go ahead.
So why did you vote for Trump?
Because I wanted to get my election prediction right.
Can you name one good Trump policy?
I like his tariff plan.
Can you tell me what a tariff is?
It's a tax on other countries.
No. It's a tax on an import.
An import?
Mm-hmm.
So let me just ask you a question. Why do you like Donald Trump's tariff plan?
Because then the other countries will start paying up.
Why the fuck do they need to pay up?
They're not the ones that pay up. They'd be the importer.
Pardon me?
The importer pays it, which is the American business. You're definitely a fetus.
Fetus! Wait, honestly, I just want to test the hypothesis that maybe we're
I think it's
starting to
fine
send
now.
out now. Yeah, and like honestly, we've just had like some weird fucking guests that have like limited the algorithm. Hey, for the 6.2 thousand people tuning into the live stream, make sure that we are double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out this stream with a handful of friends. And if you voted for Trump, make sure to let me know by spamming MAGA down below in the comment section by sharing this live out with a handful of friends. Nick, what is going on? Did you vote for Trump?
Oh shit! No, I requested earlier to talk to James because I work in the same sector and wanted to argue with him. But
Dude, based. I appreciate you, man, but we are just looking for people to debate, which would not be you. But hey, you know what, bro? I appreciate you for the initiative. Yeah, fuck yeah. You know what? I fuck with you. Yeah. What's up, Lowell? Did you vote for Trump?
Of course, I voted for Trump.
And why did you
Why?
do that?
I don't know, maybe because people like you.
You're
What
chronically
about people like
online.
us?
Well, I just want to clarify. You're chronically online. Touch some grass. If Dean fucking Withers pissed you so much off scrolling on the phone screen that I literally dictated how you voted in the last election, you really need to consider touching some grass.
And run to a safe space.
I don't know, bro. You're on
I
live
guess Snowflake.
every weekend to make a little bit of
Every day, get it right.
yes, every day to make some money for rent. I don't know. I'm not the one who's chronically online. It's you.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much for the gift.
So like, what do you hate about us?
And also, like, we would typically classify like being chronically online as something other than like working a job. like
This
for
isn't
instance,
a job, bro. You sit there and
Can you
define a
sit and
job?
beg for donations. I don't need to find a job. I'm perfectly fine.
Everyone, please start giving me money. Oh my God, please, everyone, start giving me money. Please, everyone, start giving me money.
Please give me money.
Start giving me money. I really need it. Please, everyone.
Maureen, thank you for the $5 on
Please,
Venmo for the Chronically
please.
Online Fund. How about you give me another
Listen,
$5? Come on, Maureen.
you should
Come
give him money because listen, they're broke. They need the money.
Dude, Lowell, seriously, like, what do you hate about us?
This guy's a hater, bro.
I'm not a hater. You are broke. What?
Dude, can you tell me what you don't like about us, bro?
What?
Caitlin, thank you for the $5 on Venmo just because you asked. I appreciate you for the love. And Monet with the
Maureen,
$2
thank you for the
on Venmo
$5
because you
for
just
me
won't
being
stop
chronically
begging.
online.
I appreciate you. Tweety,
Tweety, thank you for the $1 because I'm broke. And
Don't
Kirsten, thank you
stop.
so much for the $3. Thank you so much for my
Don't
paycheck.
stop.
Thank you.
Don't stop. Just kidding. Yeah, so, I'm just gonna be honest, man. You're the
Dude, that was-
brokey. You have
really
not a
weird.
penny to your name.
I'm the
You
brokey.
wish you could be me. Yes, you
That's
are.
crazy.
I'm the
That's right.
brokey.
Yes, you are. Emma, thank you for the $6 and the 66.
Do you want me
cents
to?
on
Do you
Venmo
want me
because
to
you
turn on my camera and I
Okay,
show
thank
you
so
a
much for the
$5 million
$10. Thank you so much,
painting?
Monica. Appreciate
You
it.
know
Yeah,
what?
wait,
Quite
please show us.
frankly, I do.
Let's see it.
Oh,
I do.
you do. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go ahead
Natalie,
and-
thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo for baking so good. I appreciate you for the $10, Natalie. Quite frankly, W's for Natalie.
That is beautiful. Whew. Oh my God.
Hey,
and
sir,
then there's this one
Do
too,
you mind
right?
if I
But-
ask you a question, Luell?
Go ahead.
Send me 10 grand on Cash App.
No,
right now.
one moment, sir.
By the way, it's
Do you mind if I ask you a
24
question?
karat gold.
So instead
Hold
of
on.
instead of showing us your grandparents' retirement home that your parents are paying for,
Oh
can
no,
we
this
see
is
your
this is
flat?
my dad's house that he doesn't even live in. I live in.
Why do we lie?
Why should I lie? You want to see? Why would
Lizzie,
I
thank
lie
you for the
about my
$5
dad's
for my fake
house?
job. Allie, thank you for the $5, and Monica,
Oh,
thank you for the $10.
oh wait. So
If
you're
you
telling
think
me
this is
that you're-
crazy, you should
wait,
see my
wait.
grandparents'
I have a
house.
question. So you're telling
Lainey,
me
thank you so much
that
for
your
$2.
father is subsidizing your life, paying
Yeah,
for the bare
stop living with your
necessities to
parents,
live,
bro.
paying for a house for you to live in. I think that you need
Yeah,
to
I
go
got a
out
trust
there.
fund. What
you
about
need
it?
To, you need to get a couple of
I got a trust
colleges
fund. What
on
about
your
it?
hand.
I got a trust fund. What about it? I'm not sitting here
Bro,
on TikTok
did you actually?
asking
Did
for
you
donations.
actually? Did you seriously? You seriously just flexed inheritance?
Wait, no, I don't even think you would.
Yes, I did. What?
What's in the trust fund? Like a broken relationship and a Timu painting? Like, come on, bro.
What is this kid talking about?
You got the Timu painting.
Dude,
It's a team
No
painting.
wonder why you voted for Trump. You're like,
It's a team
you're like,
painting.
dude, he got a
Show me your
a small
painting.
trust fund of $1 trillion.
Because we have a collection. This isn't the only one. We got a whole collection. We got in the storage. I
You
mean,
like
we
how,
got,
like how you don't say you?
So wait, I just have a question. So you're telling me that the Timu paintings came in like a pack of multiple, so like they're cheaper per painting? You bought in bulk?
You're a hater, but it's okay. 'Cause you can never afford me. You can never afford what I have, my guy.
Neither can you. You inherited it,
I'm
dumbass.
rage baiting.
What are you talking about?
I'm rage baiting.
You don't know what's in my trust fund. I could afford this with my trust fund, little boy.
Okay. Wait, if you have such a big trust fund, prove it.
I don't even get it for shit.
You're funny.
Hey, listen,
You're
Lowell,
funny.
on a real note, I don't doubt that those are very expensive paintings, and you do have a very nice inheritance. And listen, this is what I'll say to you. There's nothing inherently wrong with being a trust fund baby, a Nepo baby.
I love it. I love it. Oh my God.
I would love it too, Lowell.
I
would love it too.
love
But do you
entering
mind
a
if-
private
but
jet
do you mind
and
if-
sitting back
do you mind if I just
and
finish
looking
it real
at
quick?
you.
Do you mind if I just finish real quick?
Yeah, well, we're gonna tax you,
I
buddy.
just
Go
wanted to-
ahead. Go
I just
ahead,
wanted to
little
finish.
boy.
Yeah, so there's like nothing inherently wrong with like being like a trust fund baby or like a Nepo baby, and I bet.
And you know what? I love that I voted for
impulse
Trump
control
because it
5,
benefits me.
4, 3, 2, good boy. Okay, wait for me to finish speaking, and then I don't mind letting you finish. Is that fair?
But I have a question though.
After
I got a
speak,
good question.
I understand that you've never had boundaries asserted on you since the day that you were born because
No,
your
I really
father didn't
haven't,
want
I'll
to
be
deal with
honest.
you. I know. But guess what? I'm going to be the first to. So that one's a
You're
forceful
not
one.
dealing with me.
It's called a Mia. Well, I just did. Craziness. So, anyways, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. There's nothing like inherently wrong with like having a trust fund or being a nepo baby. You say that you love it. I would too. Everybody would love it. If they say they wouldn't love it, they're lying, right? But like where we see like immoralities introduced is like
Yeah, can we
when,
move
like,
on? Let's talk
is when you're
about
like, Dean's so broke. I have so much money. I'm infinitely better. Right, but Lowell, the chat can't hear you. Mute and unmute your mic. The chat can't hear you.
Also, I just want to let you know, you're not the one that's rich. It's your parents, bro. Dude, you literally have an
I got my
inheritance.
trust. I got money too, little boy.
That's money that you didn't. That's money that you inherited, bro.
There you
What are
go.
you talking about?
I wanted
Imagine
to-
flexing inheritance.
I
That's
wanted
like
to be-
actually wild.
I wanted to be able to finish what I was saying, but he got glitched with the mic muted, so I had to like mute him and unmute him. Anyways, we're back now. Yeah, so just like the point that I wanted to finish off is like, yeah, money is nice. It provides you like resources to allocate wealth, to like buy goods and resources, etc. But like it definitely doesn't account for like your 25 IQ, lack of education, especially on these critical topics, and which you like so flagrantly hate on me for. Like
Education.
just like the ultimate issue with you is, I'm gonna be honest.
Can we test that?
Droka, thank you so much for the motorcycle. In 1 second, I just want to get this bit out. Thank you so much, Droka, for the motorcycle. The ultimate issue with you, right, is that you see me being smarter than you on the internet because I've done my research. I've invested my time into building a vast like wealth of knowledge, right? And then instead of like treating the situation with humility, saying this guy disagrees with me, he sounds educated, maybe I should hear him out, right? And maybe even try to think of some explanation insofar as why he's wrong and I'm right. You just apply the same logic that you do elsewhere in your life because of your ego and lack of humility predicated on your trust fund, and you instead just decide to shit on me. But quite frankly, that's not going to get you very far in life. And I mean, I hate to be the one that has to tell you this, but regardless, it is true.
All right, so you're done now, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, thank you so much for the $20 donation, Nancy Pelosi. I really needed it. Okay, next time, please.
I actually
when you
doubt that he has a
donate-
trust fund because he's so jealous of our donation.
Yo, Nancy Pelosi, thank you so much for the $5 million.
Hilarious.
Thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate some W's for Nancy in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Listen, Nancy, I know you're
$5
watching
million.
this right
Thank
now.
you so much.
Please teach me. I want to know how to be. I want to know how you do it, Nancy. I want to know how to insider
Natalie,
trade.
thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo for begging. So good. I appreciate you, Natalie. You were phenomenal.
Nina, thank you.
Natalie,
so much.
thank you for
Appreciate it.
giving
Alex,
that $10 donation. It's
Lane,
gonna
thank
go
you so much
to
for
the
$2.
it's gonna go to the rent. He needs it. Okay, send another 10. He's gonna need more.
Yeah, because tariffs are going to go up from Trump.
Damn
Yeah,
straight.
thank you so much, the Galaxy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
When Trump implements his tariffs and we're paying 70 cents for every gallon of fuel, and inflation skyrockets for the bare necessities to live, and American companies that are reliant on exports plummet, Who knows? I may need the extra $10, Lowell.
The whole point of the tariffs is to force these companies to come back, or these manufacturers.
By making prices of imported goods more expensive.
You know, things will always get much worse before they get better. Okay.
Okay, so now you're arguing to decrease imports of oil, which then would lead to a price increase. Wow, you're very intelligent. Wow, you voted for lower prices.
No, I'm talking about just manufacturing.
Yo, Wise,
in
thank you for
general.
the $200 on Cash App. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Wise? For thank you for your education. Thank you so much, Wise. Let's get some W's
Thank
for
you,
Wise in
Wise.
the comment section
Again,
right now. Thank
he
you so
did
much.
need that.
And Kristen, thank you so much
He did
for
need
Lowell.
that
Thank you so
donation.
much.
Send another 10 for him.
Thank you so
He
much for
needs
the $2
more.
for Kristen. Said Low L has low T.
Listen,
Thank
Chris,
you so much.
$2,
Thank
that's
you.
nothing. Come on.
Shut up, Lowell. Natalie, thank you so much for another $10 on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love, Natalie. I do really appreciate you. Thank you so much. But Lowell, I'm just gonna ask you to please
Thank you, Wise.
demonstrate to us your intelligence this whole time that you've just kind of been a little spiteful idiot because you're jealous of me. And Parker, Rachel, thank you so much for the star map. So what I'm going to ask you to now do is engage in a conversation with us about Trump, his policy, his presidency, and how he'd compare to Kamala Harris insofar as why you voted for him. I'm not sure that you can, and that's probably why you focus more on hatred and projection, right? Because you can't have those intelligence conversations about politics. But I would love to offer you the mic to prove me wrong, right? So please tell us, comparatively speaking, why it is the case that the 34 count felon adjudicated rapist that hit on little girls was better than Kamala Harris. You got the mic, man. Take it away.
Well, you've been muting me for a while now, but that's okay. That's okay.
Take it away, man. Please
You're
answer
the
my question.
dictator of this live.
I sure am. Please
Anyways.
answer my question.
Well, first off, Kamala is the most obvious puppet that could be and can be, right? She wasn't even voted in the primaries. She cannot have an interview. If she can't have an interview, how is she going to sit down and talk with...
She went on Fox News. She went on 60 Minutes. Why didn't Trump go on 60 Minutes?
Yeah, she went on Fox News, and how did that go? Did that?
Fine.
Do you? It went fine. Okay, you think it went fine?
I would personally
can you-
argue there's multiple examples in her Fox News interview where she didn't answer questions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that's ultimately minuscule compared to the guy that tried to overthrow the government and stage a coup. Then if you also want to comparatively...
We can look at his interviews where he does the same thing, by the
Yeah,
way. It's just not talked about. Or
and if you-
at the debates where he said he has concepts of an idea of a plan.
Yeah, and there's a,
And what
there's a
did he?
comparative...
And when
there's-
he said he has concept,
And there's a comparative analysis because the overwhelming point that you're just trying to make.
you know, just mute me every time when we're
I was
having.
just trying to say something.
Yep.
I was trying to say something and then you jumped in. I obviously had asserted that I was trying to add something on there and then you just started talking. So yeah, I'm gonna mute you. Just be 5 seconds, bro. Calm down, right? You brought up the point that if she can't answer these questions in these interviews, well then how could she engage in conversations with foreign world leaders? Well, we saw her engage in a conversation with a world leader that beat Donald Trump in the debate stage, and how did that go for him? He lost brutally.
Brutally.
Okay, so on the debate, you had mentioned how concepts of a plan, right? So what were they talking about when he said that? They were not talking about just in general of how to run the country. They were talking about healthcare. They were talking about, I guess, what would be known as Obamacare, right? So it's not the whole. Don't make it sound like concepts of a plan. He was meaning his entire plan and how he's going to run the country. No. It was with Medicare, and Medicare is such a, I don't even want to speak on, because I don't know much about Medicare. I have family in the medical industry, but I don't want to speak on that because I don't know much. But it's such a complex industry that, I feel okay for him to say, I have concepts of a plan, because it tells me, okay, we're going to work on something. We're going to figure it out.
9 years into running for
just-
president of the United States, by the way. Also, here, can I
Well,
just ask you a
yeah,
question?
because this is a
Can you tell
complex.
me-
It is a complex conversation, right?
Okay, I'll
Healthcare is a
ask you.
complex conversation.
Can you give me a specific plan that Donald Trump has for healthcare, housing affordability, or childcare?
Well, you're going to talk about Kamala Harris's housing affordability, right? Now, what is her plan? Her plan is to just throw money, and we saw
Her plan
her
would
throw
sign
money.
off on more debt-related spending.
Right. No, her plan is to just throw money. We saw her throw money during her campaign. Over $1 billion.
She would sign
in
off on
3
less
months.
debt-related spending. You understand? The Committee for Responsible Federal Budget indicated that she would sign off on
Thank you
less
for the star,
debt-related
Matt.
spending than the Trump administration. Trump expected over 10 years 7.5 trillion. Her expected over 10 years 3.5
Listen,
trillion. So you say they throw
Parker,
money
her
at
whole plan
everything?
with
No,
housing
Trump
was
throws
to
money at rich
throw
people. He's
money.
Robin Hood for the rich. He takes
Okay?
money from
His
lower and
whole
middle income
plan- her
individuals
whole plan
and he gives it
was
to rich
throw
people.
throw money. And where does that money come from when she's just throwing money and throwing money? What the housing crisis,
I like how he doesn't ask that
it's
question
simple.
with Trump when Trump spends more.
Deregulation. There's so many regulations in construction of
Name one
houses.
specific regulation that you disagree with.
We're not going to go through all of that, right? But can you agree that there's so much regulation?
You don't know a
Do
single
you
regulation
agree
that you disagree with. Deregulate so my family can make more money off of people. Literally not having basic access to healthcare or environmental concerns.
Do you agree that there is a lot of regulation in housing industry and construction and whatnot?
Do I agree that there's too much regulation?
Do you agree or
Can
you
tell
do
me,
disagree?
Can you tell me like what regulation you disagree with?
No, I'm asking you a question. Just answer it, yes or no.
I'm not convinced we have too much regulation. Tell me what the regulation.
Just answer the question.
I said I'm
Like,
not convinced we have too much regulation. Can you tell me the regulation you disagree with?
just answer the question. Do you
Alejandro,
think
thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I do appreciate you for the love, Alejandro.
Do you think I answered the question? I think
Thank
I
you,
answered.
Alejandro.
I wasn't even paying attention. This guy's insufferable. I've like tuned out. Hey, Lo, I just have a question. How many continents are there?
Bro, we're not doing these games.
You have,
so
guys.
much more educated
bro,
than
you
us.
have
Yeah, he
millions
said
of
it.
dollars, but you don't know how many continents there are?
Sharon,
And
thank you so
so-
much for the
and so-
$25 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Sharon. I really appreciate
Holy
that. Thank you so
fuck,
much.
bro.
And Ali, thank you for the $5 because Lowell told me to.
Bro, you literally like
Yeah,
listen.
keep
Based
throwing-
upon like the
keep
images,
throwing money at them.
based
How
upon
many
like the based upon the paintings that you showed us, like you probably have right over $10 million in a trust fund. Okay, and that's on like the low end. Okay, because if you're going to be shelling out millions of dollars on this specific
Let's tax
payment,
them.
I would say
know
it's
how many
closer to like
continents they are.
I would say it's closer to 40 million. Right. So you have like over $10 million in a trust fund, and you don't know how many continents there are.
He said he was more educated than us, by the way. He left.
Yeah, like at some point, like there just has to be some much like that guy right there is like why like people that come from families with a lot of money get so much fucking hate. Like there's nothing wrong with being a nepo baby, but then for whatever fucking reason, all nepo babies right have this like elitist, insufferable, I'm better than you and I hate you like attitude that makes everybody hate them. Like it's just like so bad, man. Jesus Christ. We're gonna go and move on to our next guest. What's up? I appreciate you for that star map. Thank you so much for the love. We got our next guest loading up into the queue. Everybody do just give us a minute. Give us a minute. And make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out that live as well. And if you guys do want to support either myself or Parker, feel free to support us through the Venmo and PayPal in our bios. We're gonna get our next guest up in the box as we speak.
Here, I might join on my phone just so I can charge my iPad real quick.
Okay, and I'm thinking about hitting a restart. I don't know for sure though.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I don't know if it's worth. I don't know. These debates today have been pretty annoying.
Did I feel you?
Hey, what's up, Kyler? Did you vote for Trump? Kyler. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest. Everybody do just give us a minute. Monica, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love, Monica. That's very kind of you. Hello, Noah. Did you vote for Trump?
I did not, but I have a question about Destiny. Did you watch the...
All right, I do appreciate you. You didn't vote for Trump. We're going to go to move on to our next guest. Keep in mind, you guys, we are just looking to debate people that did indeed vote for Trump. Ladies and gentlemen.
I can't find my other... Oh, shit, this unplugged. I say hit a restart. How many total views? How many total views?
I don't. 50K in an hour. I don't care enough right now. Maybe if it gets worse, I will.
It's not terrible. I mean, that's good for me, but like for you, it should be more than that.
Yeah,
If
but
you
like
were sending out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I care very little. What's up, Tony? Did he vote for Trump?
I did, but that's not what I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask if you guys could do a favor. Do you know Good Trouble?
Yeah.
He's got a big following. I was watching him last night, and he got a permanent ban. He was talking to some Nazi, and I don't know what happened. I couldn't see that he did anything wrong, but I know you guys have experienced that. And maybe you could help him out.
We don't have any contact, sadly. I wish we could.
I know, but that's very nice of you. I see a bunch of people in the chat spamming. Let Sam up. Should we let Sam up? I know that they didn't vote.
Here,
for
I'm gonna
Trump.
draw my phone.
Okay. Well, you're joining on your phone. Chat. Should we let Sam up? Should we let